Hey, hey, hi everyone. It is Megan from Life Above Rubies and AboveRubiesStudio.com. So excited to see everybody. Hello. Okay, so it is the 30-day challenge. We are in it. We are going strong. We are only a few days in. We just started on Monday for all of those gems out there who are part of lifeaboverubies.com. Hi, Denise. Hi, Patricia. Hi, Tammy. Hi, Anita. I'm so excited to see so many familiar names and faces here tonight. Oh, we have so much to talk about and to share and to dive in with success principles. And I want to talk about so many different things tonight. I want to talk a little bit about success that I've studied, success that I've learned, success that I've failed at. Okay, I didn't have success. Hey, Mary, welcome. Hi, Cindy. You guys are awesome. I'm so glad you're here. So, really excited because, like I said, we just started the 30-day challenge on Monday. Everybody at Life Above Rubies is just engaging and interacting. And if you're a part of it, I want to hear your thoughts. I want to hear your feedback. I want you to tell me what you're feeling, what you're thinking, what's happening for you on a personal level. That's like part of what this is all about. So please use the chat room and I'll try to stay on task. Katina had some family things tonight. Hi, Kathy. She's not going to be with us until a little bit later, but she is with us completely in spirit. We've had a day and a half together talking about different things and just so exciting. But anyway, Jen is one of our gems over at lifeaboverubies.com, and I'm excited for her. She was excited to be here tonight. Hey, Angela, welcome. She was so excited to be here tonight, but better news than being here live with us is that she was able to book a Party Light party open house tonight and is so excited. She was sending me Snapchats today of just her excitement, and she's like 3 days into the 30-day challenge and I already have 3 freaking parties booked and I have 2 more that getting dates on the calendar for, and she's just like bubbling with excitement. Hey, Angela, it's so good to see you. Angela's back as a close to my heart consultant. So excited for her that she's decided to like come back, and she was like, I realized that unless I am actively busy with my own business that I don't post on my blog like I should. So close to my heart, here I come. So I was like, yay. So she's back at that and I'm just so excited. It's awesome. Like such good stuff. Hey, Tiffany. And now if I don't call you by name, like I'm not trying to leave you out. I promise. Like I'm bumping it as we go here. So I'm just like thrilled for Jen. I know there's a lot of other results happening and I'm so thankful that you just dive into the 30 days. And part of why I created the 30-day challenge in September of 2014, right? Years are blending together. Yeah, September 2014 was the very first 30-day challenge that we did. And it was because I really wanted to break down like a day-by-day accountability program, step-by-step, some really key principles to success, and not just the ideas of success. I feel like you can take a lot of training programs and do a lot of great courses and they give you wonderful ideas. Like no joke, there's some really legitimate, wonderful ideas programs out there that like plant little seeds and nuggets of information that are so valuable. But then you kind of feel like, okay, now what do I do? And my whole purpose and thought process and commitment behind Life Above Rubies is to not only give you that encouragement, that motivation, that gem and nugget and idea and wisdom and thought process, but then the how behind it, the why that drives it, and so much more. Now, I want to give a little, before we get too deep tonight into the 30-day and the success principles and all that stuff. Kathy just ordered her Terra Greens, which is what I'm drinking tonight. I actually have them here because I wanted to make sure if there were any questions about anything with 30 days that I was like, oh yeah, I know what ingredients are in it. Like I don't have it memorized. Like if you want to know though, I have it with me. So yeah, I'm drinking. I will not lie to you. This has been my coffee replacement. So I have not been just drinking one of these a day. I have been drinking 2, sometimes 3 of these a day. Me with the caffeine. Now it's me with the greens. Me with the Terra greens. Love it. Anyway, yeah, it works. I actually really like the It Works berry as well. But because I already do doTERRA essential oils so religiously, I get this for free from my loyalty rewards points. So I don't even have to pay for it, but it has a lot of the same superfoods, vegetables, nutrients, and it doesn't have the sugars. So I really like it a lot. A lot. Anyway, that's not the purpose of this whole thing. So, but yes, I'm glad that she's on with the Terra Greens. I'm so proud of those who have like taken the commitment to step up their water intake, to reduce the refined sugars and like cut out the fast foods for the 30 days. So awesome. So anyway, before we get really started, I want to give a little success disclaimer, okay? Before we go too deep, I just want to say I love you guys so much, so much. I am so desiring your next level of success. I have seen incredible successes in my life that I never even imagined or dreamed or even necessarily always set the goal for, but have seen things that have like skyrocketed beyond my wildest dreams and imaginations. I've also seen my share of failures, like I said earlier. I will never claim to have all the answers in the book. I will never claim to know all of your hearts or reasons why. But this is the thing. My promise and my commitment to you, it goes a lot deeper than does Megan have all the answers or not. I have your best interest at heart, always and forever will. Am I always going to do everything to please everybody perfectly 100% of the time? Nope. And guess what? Neither will you. I have bad days just like you have bad days. I have down moments just like you have down moments. I put my pants on one leg at a time. But what I am completely committed to every single day that I wake up is being a liver of life, a dreamer of dreams, and growing and continuing to learn, and a practitioner of success principles. And that's what I want to encourage you with, okay? Yes. Okay, so I think we're talking about It Works a little bit. Something's not supposed to have in the raw form. I've heard that. My mom's not supposed to have things in raw form. Anyway, we'll go back to this. What results I have had and what matters most in some of these results isn't the fact that I've sold thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, 100,000 DVDs worldwide. I mean, they were selling in Australia, they were selling in the UK, they were selling all over the world. Not because I've been on national television, not because I have a mailing list that grows by hundreds every single month, not because I earned company incentive trips with my direct sales company and earned the top 10, in the company awards 2 years in a row since joining the company. Those are great things. Those are awesome things. And I can brag about them all day long. But at the end of the day, all those things don't really benefit you except for what they taught me that I can pass on to you. And that's my heart's desire, is to pass on the success principles, the ones that worked and the ones that didn't work. The ways that I got distracted by the business practices that get shiny and look good. And you think, okay, well, this is how so-and-so is doing it, so maybe I should try this. Until you actually hone in on success principle number 1, you're going to be floundering all over the place and not really seeing the results that you want to see in life. And I've been a learner of that for many years over. Ever since I was a little girl, my heart's desire was to help women feel good on the inside and on the outside. Above rubies from Proverbs 31 was to help women in business, in life, in balance, and to build up those different areas to find their worth. And that's forever been in my heart and in my mind, but that's not always been communicated in the best possible way. And that's why I want to lead into success principle number 1. Success principle number 1 is clearly knowing your why. Clearly knowing your why. Not the benefits of what it is that you're doing, not the results that come from having a goal or a dream or wanting to grow a business. For example, you could say, well, my why is I want to have a lot of money and I want to better my kids' lives. That's not a purpose. That's not something that's in your heart. That is not a why that is going to drive you to go to the next level, to be a learner of life, to be practicing in success principles. It's not going to get you the long-term results that you hope for and desire. It may get you quick sales to set quick short-term goals. But truly knowing your why and your purpose, what drives you? What is it that you're about? What sets you apart as a person of loyalty, integrity versus just a commodity that people can pick up or join anywhere? Clearly knowing and defining your why is one of the hardest things that we communicate, because there's so many times that we don't even know why we do the things we do. We can't express the why to how we feel the way we feel. I always find it funny, one of my 2-year-old's favorite words is why. And you get so kind of frustrated sometimes when you're just trying to help him and guide him through and keep him out of trouble and, from running into the street. And he's always going, why? And sometimes it's really easy to give him a why. I want to keep you safe. And sometimes it's just like, because I said so. I don't even know why. Just stop. You're driving me crazy. Just stop. And many times we can't even do that to ourselves. And so part of this 30-day challenge is really wanting to dive in deeper with what your why is. Part of your Once Upon a Time that we did last October, I believe it was, is your why and knowing who and what. And that's a big part of what today was during our 30-day challenge, is who is it that you want? What is it that you want? Why do you want it? And getting really specific on those things. It's not easy. It's not something that our hearts easily do. It's easy for us to say the what. It's easy for us to say the shiny thing. It's easy for us to look at results of, I want my kids to have a better life. Well, why do you want your kids to have a better life? What is measurable about that? And so many times when you struggle with goal setting, it's because the why is lacking so much. And I know I talk about the why many times in many different live events, even in several of our online courses at Life Above Rubies. But it's really important to grasp. It's really important to hear. It's really important to be reminded of and put into practice. I know I have to be reminded and put it into practice all the time, because a lot of times, even though that why has been there since a very young girl, I have made decisions that don't match up with that why, out of a lot of other things that we're going to talk to in later on success principles. So I'm really hoping that you have your notebook and pen out and that you're keeping track along with us of what these success principles are. You see, these success principles, through years and years of study, from being a salon manager at 19 and desiring much more for my life from a very young age on, starting working at a construction company at 13, managing multi-million-dollar accounts, all of that fun stuff. Yeah, that was from a heart and a desire. I can teach these success principles. I can show you the way to put technical things and how to do YouTube with results and how to build on Instagram, even through the changes and the whatevers. I love that. That drives me. But I can't teach you to have desire. I can't teach you to want to find your purpose. I can't teach you your why. I can show you your way, but my desire so much is so that we can break it down and get you there. And the only way that I know how to do that is through these success principles and through Life Above Rubies. So I'm excited for that. Anyway, of the success principles, by the way, I should say, there are more than, 67-ish that I kind of really dive into and teach within our 30-day challenge. I believe Jack Canfield, in his book that's actually called The Success Principles, which aren't too far off. And if you read Spirit-Driven Success, or if you read, now my mind is drawing a blank to the other book that was on my mind, you're going to see a very similar theme throughout. It's how I know you're on the right track. When you see that similar theme and people have a different perspective and way of putting it into practice in a way that fits everyday life. And that's why the 30 days is so important to me, because I saw such a need of women especially. I have a heart for women. So if there's gentlemen here tonight, I'm not trying to knock you or dish you out, but my heart and my passion and my why is in women's worth. It's in women's skill development. It's in helping feel beautiful on the inside and out and empowerment. And I'm not talking like hoorah girl power. I just have a heart that way, that Proverbs 31, that beauty, that worth that goes so far above and beyond rubies. And that's not something that just comes from anything here on earth, but there are practices to put into place with that. And that was a little bit off topic, off script there, but it's so important. So with all that being said, sorry, I got a little emotionally off the rabbit trail there. And I lost my little train of thought because, you know, I see Denise saying her long-term goal with small steps along the way to have things in place that I can enjoy and can provide extra income once I get to retire, but will allow me to help others as well. Tiffany said I was making some real progress, very excited and getting consistent. Oh no! But okay, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Tiffany just announced that she's pregnant. Yay! Don't let it make you sad. Everything doesn't have to go on hold. Although I will say I understand, because that was kind of what happened with my goals and dreams with Life Above Rubies and Above Rubies Studio. I got put on bed rest. I was in the hospital constantly with high blood pressure. But this is the thing. When you can consistently do what you can where you are at, you're going to see success and results. And that is where I want to dive into these success principles deeper. And I'm sorry I got off on a rabbit trail on that, but I got very excited with that bit of news. See, this is the stuff that I love about Life Above Rubies. I'm just going to say it again. I love this because it is so much deeper and personal and connecting. And I'm so sorry that you can barely function. But that's such exciting news and so worth it. And that's never a goal setback. That is never a reason to not move forward and succeed. That is never a reason to put your hopes and dreams and goals on hold. Yes, I completely understand, because it put some pauses in Life Above Rubies. It put some pauses in helping some of you in a more direct way. But did we quit? Did we stop? Did we say, nope, sorry, we can't be like everything we want to be, so we're not going forward? No. Here we are growing and seeing success, adding hundreds of new faces every single month to our mailing list and adding new members regularly. That is so exciting. Yes. Okay. Anyway, success principle number 2. You want to hear a little bit of a success principle and a little bit of a, this is something to keep in mind. Having an open heart and an open mind, and learning to ask one question. See, this is the one thing where I have found throughout my own personal life, watching other people in business, having one-on-one calls and coaching and training, and being a student to being a trained coach person, is that the people, and there's more of these people than I realized, the people that put up the walls of, when are you going to tell me the good stuff? When are you going to tell me something that I don't already know? When are you going to go deeper because you've already said that? When you're have that closed off mindset, when you don't have that open heart, open mind, willing, ready to learn from what is in front of you, when you don't have that open heart and open mind to be curious, and when you don't have the mindset to say, I wonder how I can learn. I wonder how this person came to be this way. I wonder how, you shut down immediately the gateways to success. As soon as you feel like you have the answers, as soon as you feel like you've got it all figured out, as soon as you feel like I'm too good for this person, as soon as you feel like I am so far above this, as soon as you feel any of those things, you're immediately closing yourself off to the path of success. I had to be reminded of that even this very morning. And the reason why I feel like I can talk to you openly about this is because these success principles I am a student of and practice and see results from as I grow and as I do. And I'm so excited to see others come along and have their success story, because their voice is so different from mine. Their purpose and their why may have similar like-mindedness, and we're going to be attracted to each other and connect each other and find ways to help each other grow in ways that you never even dreamed possible. I believe that with my whole heart. But there's going to be those where my why and my purpose kind of turns people off and they go, nah, she's not for me. And I go, okay, I still love you and honor you and desire to see you succeed anyway. And when you can go about life with that spirit, with that openness, with that heart of, I wonder, asking that question, I wonder, is one of the most powerful success principles that I have learned are out there. And I learned that at a very early age, and I have to be reminded of it more regularly than I would like to admit sometimes. But it's the truth. It's the truth. And I'm not here to sugarcoat some of those truths. I want you to learn and see and grow in those truths and hopefully resonate with them so that you can have the success and the story that you desire. That's why we're here tonight, because you want to see success. You want to go to the next level. And I believe that with my whole heart. You're not going to let anything hold you back. So don't. Number three success principle is celebrating right where you're at. Celebrating right where you're at. But you're going to say, oh my God, Megan, but you have no idea like where I'm at. Like I am failing miserably. We are barely making it month to month. You have no idea what it's like to XYZ, or my marriage is falling apart and we're on the brink of divorce and you have no idea. I'm not successful. I am failing miserably here. I have no idea what to do there. And I'm going to say to you, be thankful and celebrate where you are right now, because you feeling that way, you recognizing, hey, this sucks, I want something better and more, means you're conscious, means you're awake, means you are already on the path to taking action towards success. No matter how long it takes, you're not going to stay stuck, my friend. Do you know how many people stay stuck as a victim and they don't celebrate where they are? They don't celebrate and be thankful with an open heart what's in front of them, because you know what? We all have that crap. We all have those bumps in the road. We all have those setbacks. We all have those times in our lives, one way or another, where we're failing financially, or our relationships are a mess, or we have health issues and struggles that we just can't seem to get under control, or we pissed off a lot of people in business and now have no idea how to recover, or what else? I'm like trying to think of like different things here. We've had injuries and health issues. I said that already, health issues. Yeah, I'm just, spouting out different things. I've said this before, I'm going to say it again. Your trials, your setbacks, your shortcomings, your miseries, your hard times are not what make you unique. They're not what make you unique. They are not what make you special and make you stand out in this world. They are what make you relatable to share your story, your voice, the message that only you can bring to change the world and literally shine light into so much darkness. So you can choose to stay sitting in the dark or to start shining a light to brightness. And when you're thankful and when you recognize, hey, I'm going through this to learn something, it's going to change your world. Somebody did ask what book I was talking about. Jack Canfield, he is the author of Chicken Soup for the Soul. Check out his book, The Success Principles. You'll find a similar theme through some of his things, different way. I'm actually going through some deeper training with him right now, and I'm excited to share more about that later, but I am constantly looking to grow and expand my skills because I'm so desiring to see other people successful. The other book that I mentioned was Danny Johnson's Spirit-Driven Success. It's a wonderful book that really opened my eyes and communicated certain things that I had felt and thought for years that I wasn't necessarily able to verbalize. So I really enjoy that book. The other book is Start With Why by Simon Sinek. No, is that right? His name's Simon. And I'll put links up at Life Above Rubies, but it's called Start With Why. And it's a very powerful book. It is a new one. I actually just finished it as in like yesterday, and started it on my drive out to Wisconsin. So it wasn't I like in a 30-hour period completed it. Very good. Another one that kind of relates to celebrating where you are and the setbacks in life and the interruptions. I actually have it here. I started reading this one on my cruise, and I do a lot of audiobooks, I will tell you. Life Interrupted by Priscilla Shirer. I think I'm saying it right. Excellent. An excellent book about figuring out grace and going forward. How to Be Here by Robert Bell. I've heard that's a really good one. Kathy, I just am always researching, always looking, always seeking out. So I am a member of Audible, audible.com. It's an Amazon audiobook program, because I'm constantly wanting to fill myself with things that drive forward success. I'm never done learning. And as soon as I say I don't need to, this is Audible, the Audible app. As soon as I say I don't need to learn anymore, I don't want to fill my mind with things that are going to tarnish my message, I don't want to be a copycat of somebody else, I'm shutting down that pathway to success. And you know what? I did that in Above Ruby's studio at one point in time. I decided, nope, I don't want to learn any new techniques. I don't want to watch anybody else's stuff, because if I do, I'm going to look like a copycat. And I'm not a copycat. I don't want to be a copycat. And I let that fear mindset limit that attitude of growth and the I wonder and finding my own voice and giving credit where credit's due. Talking about these books, I'm telling you, go read them. But I also want to pull out principles and things that they mention in them to say, hey, this is something that really stood out. You can learn from this without reading a 15-hour or listening to a 15-hour audiobook. So that's some of that too. While I still have my own principles, my own success, and my own levels of, hey, let's go do this and let's go do that. There's value in so many different things. So don't ever forget that. Don't forget that as you go forward in your businesses, and you go forward in what it is that you want to do in life, no matter what industry you're in. Be a student to that industry. Be a student to what is going on around you, to learn new skills and to develop new ways of doing things. But be careful, because there can be a slight downfall in that. And I've learned that too. You can get really caught up in what the business mindset tells you to do or tells you works. But have you really measured the results to see what does work? See, I have. And I learned the hard way that even in direct sales, to do things that always, and this is always, the way people with great intentions and the desire to see you succeed want you to do things isn't always the true way to success for you. Because you know what? They don't have your why in mind. They don't have your heart and understanding in mind. They have their own. So what may work for one doesn't necessarily work for another. And the only way to really break that down and figure that out is to know why you're doing the things that you do, and to develop a personal, and to develop in personal growth and development with relationship marketing to truly see success. I promise you, relationship marketing is going to be a huge key to your success. So number 3 was celebrate where you are. We'll recap. Number 1, clearly know and communicate your why. Number 2, have an open heart and mind with the question, one question, I wonder how, ... I wonder how I'll learn from this. I wonder how that person became the way they are. I wonder how you fill in the blank, whatever it is. I wonder how. Number 4 is finding your authentic voice. And that kind of goes back to number 1 a little bit. I've failed in this more times than I can count, but I can tell you every single one of my major successes came from practicing this. See, again, it's really easy to get caught up in what other people look like they're successful in. Hey, I want that too. How do I get there? Okay, let's go run over here and try this. Okay, wait, let me compare myself to so-and-so and see what's happening over here. And you kind of run over there and you're like, wait, this isn't really lining up and jiving, and you run back. And the truth is, The authentic voice that you have inside of you is living in balanced truth. And that, my friend, in this world and society of instant gratification, of insta sales, of insta tactics, of insta what's in it for me, microwave society, we miss the authentic voice a lot. And you know what I find really funny is that in my training with Smith Geiger Agency out in California, they were a major training agency for people like Ellen DeGeneres and Tony Danza, and huge list of incredible people that they've worked with that I got to meet and work with through them, all kinds of awesome stuff. They were always harping on authenticity, teaching their celebrities how to be authentic, how to have an authentic voice. And the thing about authenticity that I find so funny that these major marketing firms go out and do is that they ask others how to be authentic. They ask, what would it take? It would be like me coming to you and saying, okay, what would it take for you guys to think I'm a real person and I'm authentic? You can't ask somebody else how to be authentic. It's not easy. It stinks sometimes because it's hard to figure out that balance, not to be an honest, truthful person. If you have to say, oh, I have to figure out how to be an honest, truthful person, I'll be frank with you. I'm not sure this is the place for you. You have other things to work on and work out that I might not necessarily be able to help with if you're struggling to figure out that part. But living in balance in your whys, your thoughts, matching your words, your actions, matching your decisions, your beliefs, and having that all line up constantly to come together. I have miserably failed at that more than once, even though my heart was still in the right place completely. See, it doesn't always matter what your intentions are. The way actions come out and decisions that you make can really have a lasting reputation and effect on you. There are causes and effects to every decision you make and everything that you do. Doesn't mean it's irreversible. Doesn't mean, oh my gosh, I got to pack up shop. I failed. Forget it. Goodbye. No, it means recognizing it. It means finding ways to make that voice one. Part of what Above Ruby Studio as a craft business started out as was because I honestly was tired of getting online and seeing people with big, huge craft rooms with hundreds of thousands of dollars in craft supplies who didn't really ever show me or teach me anything and never really made me necessarily feel good. But they had all this cool stuff and it was fun to look at. And I was always like, I just want to show people that you can have fun crafting and creating no matter where you're at and when you're depressed, and you don't need to have all this stuff, and let's find cheaper ways to do it. It was kind of like the mindset in starting out. It was like, hey, we have a Cricut machine. Oh, I love my Cricut machine and it can do so many things and I don't need to spend all the kind of crazy money to still make it do all these really cool things, even though it was an initial investment of a machine. I saw how many people struggled and it filled a need and went with it. And it was from such a true, raw place that wasn't tainted by marketing professionals, that wasn't tainted by the outside, hey, this is how we were successful. You should be promoting things just this way. You know, you need to share just this right graphic and you need to do just this right thing. No, it came from starting where I was with my heart, how it came out. And there are things that you need to learn and you need to do better and you need to put a good foot forward and all of that stuff. But finding your authentic voice is what's truly going to set you apart. And it didn't make anybody who had their $100,000 craft room with all the supplies and perfectly organized and everything wrong at all. It just wasn't my heart in going on YouTube to do crafting tutorials to be that person. And I wanted to do the best with where I was at and what I was at. Yes, it doesn't have to be so complicated. Yeah, and although you'd love to have one of those craft rooms, absolutely. And you know what? At one point in time, I owned a huge butt studio that was one of those craft rooms and was like way overwhelmed with it. And then I went back and I had a smaller room, and then I had a craft room in my bedroom again. And then I had this, it's gone like the whole, like I've done all these different changes. And when I decided in November that, hey, like I got to purge out this craft room because I love crafting and I still want to show crafting. My heart's desire is not all for just doing crafting anymore. And it hasn't been for a long time. It wasn't even necessarily when I started. It went that way. And it was wonderful. And I still love it. And I still want to show, it doesn't have to be complicated. It's telling your story in a tactile and personal way. And there's an authenticity in that. But if I was saying that, and I've said that, and then gone around and done something that was like, wait, what? Because I felt like, but that's what you have to do when you're in business. And I still don't want to let anybody down. So I guess I'll just go do that too. And it'll just be okay. And I'll tell you, it's never okay. It's not okay. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. I want you to learn from my mistakes, and I want you to learn from the successes of things that work, and just hold on to the success principles, write them down, think on them, write your own notes and thought processes on them. Number 1, clearly communicate your why. Number 2, your open heart and the I wonder learning attitude question. Number 3, celebrating exactly where you are and being thankful, being truly thankful. Number 4, and that's why part of the daily 3 is so important. Number 4, finding your authentic voice. And that is when nobody else can tell you what that is. Nobody else can tell you whether or not you're being authentic. It will naturally come through when your words, your actions, and your decisions line up. It's that simple. It's really simple, but it's really hard to put into practice in the world that we live in. It's really hard to put that into practice in the world that we live in. Diane, that is so sweet of you. I'm so glad that you're here. I'm so glad that you're here. There is so much positive energy and attitudes within this group, and that is why I love Life Above Rubies and the gems within it so much. I'm sick of saying members because I don't like that word. You guys are so much more than members. You're a family. You have value. You have worth. You're a precious gem. Tiffany said, I don't remember my first Megan video, but I found her and another craft blogger in the midst of deep postpartum depression, and they helped me get through it. And I will tell you, Tiffany, when I started AboveRubyStudio.com with my crafting tutorials, I was deep in postpartum depression, and you and many, many other viewers and your comments and your loving and support is what got me through it. And I didn't even know it at the time. But there's so much to be said about helping others and going outside of yourself, shining that flashlight out instead of in to get through some of the hardest times in life. To get through. It's amazing what it does. Number 5 success principle is consistent actions every day. Now that sounds like a no-brainer, right? I mean, duh, if I want to be successful, I just have to take action and go forward and be consistent with it. But this is why I kind of harp on how important those daily 3s are within our 30-day challenge. It forces you to keep, first of all, in the front of your mind, the things that you are most thankful for, and trying to go deeper on things that you are thankful for every single day, striving to think of something new and some reason that you are blessed right where you're at, no matter the circumstance. When you can start with that heart of thanks, you're going to see success unfold. Part of the daily 3 is your actions, the things that you are committed to doing that day that move you closer to your goal. You see, no matter how big a tree, no matter how huge its trunk is, if you walk outside every day and you take 3 swings at it with an axe, doesn't even have to be a very big axe, but just take 3 swings at it with an axe. Katina's here! Woot, woot! Hey, hey, girlfriend! I don't know. You go out every day and you take 3 swings at it with a sharp object, a knife. Eventually, that tree is going to come down. Eventually, that tree is going to come down. It may take till the very end of your lifetime. And there may be days that that whack is a little harder than others and you take a bigger chunk out of it than you did the day before. But you take 3 whacks at it every single day, you're going to get closer to getting that tree knocked down. And it's the same principle with the daily 3s. You focus on those 3 things you're thankful for. You keep that heart of thankfulness open. And again, that principle number 2, that open heart and mind, not feeling like you're too good to do it, not feeling like, hey, I'm too busy for this. I don't have time to do this every single day. Okay, you may feel like you don't have time to do this every single day, that you're too far above it. But what happens focusing on the results? What happens when you focus on that goal? You see, every truly successful person that I admire and I've worked with, I've talked to one-on-one, I've read in books, I've seen it in myself. When I've done it, when I've not done it. I talked about this earlier in another live event that we did. I know the difference when I do my daily 3s versus when I don't. There is a daily 3 difference. Katina's daily 3 difference made me like, whew, off in another world. But it makes you stay conscious. It does help you stay consistent because it's putting it in front of you. And no, you don't have to do a big drawn up, like fancy art journal daily 3. It can be very simplistic, especially when you really do know. I encourage you to get out and write out your whys and your goals very specifically and deeply, but it can be very just do, dot, done, done. And then you can get really crazy and draw art and draw all kinds of other crazy things in your daily 3 journal. You can draw other scripture verses in your daily 3 journal. You can draw so many different things that speak to you, get really fancy. There's nothing wrong with that, but don't feel like you have to take hours of time out of your day to do it. Take the minutes that it takes while you're in the shower. And this is something that I actually did for a while. I'm going to give you a little tip here. Sometimes as a mom, here's an honest moment with Megan. Sometimes as a mom, you find shower time to be break time, right? I mean, am I right? Sometimes you find your shower not happen quite at the time that you would like it to happen when you're chasing around a toddler, or you have kids that you're trying to get off on a bus, or you're homeschool, even like I'm homeschooling now. And you think, okay, here we go. Like I'm going to go take a shower. I swear to you, for a while, I have 2 people that can attest to this. I had dry erase markers in my bathroom, and I also had bathtub crayons, Crayola. Actually, you can get them at Target. Crayola has like markers or crayons that you can write on the shower walls, and it wipes off. And go about your day. Like the kids draw art projects on the bathroom walls, and then they wipe it off and it's all good to go, and they feel like, it's a fun thing. I was using them more than the kids were for a very long time. I was writing my daily 3s and my big goals in the shower on the walls so I could physically see them, because you see, when you write things down chemically, it does something different to your brain. It engages other parts of your brain that make you stay more consistent and more committed to what that is, just like saying it out loud does. So when you truly say, I'm ready to go forward in this, it's not to be a petty little exercise that I'm too good for and I'm more successful than this is. It's, hey, no, seriously, let's think about this differently. It doesn't matter where you want to go in life. If you want to see something deeper and more meaningful, you don't have to be, I wasn't stuck in any pit when I was doing that at all. I was seeing major success. I was still staying focused on what was coming next. How could I go further? What could I do better? Where could things improve? How could I continue to learn? And was writing on the bathroom mirror or in the shower wall, literally. So you can find time. It doesn't take hours of your day. You don't have to sit down and meditate for an hour, even though I highly recommend it. Highly recommend taking quiet time out of your day. That's part of the success principles that I talk about. When you can quiet your mind, it reduces stress. It helps you think more clearly about your why and take true direction instead of making desperate decisions that look good in the moment, even with a good heart intention. It really does help. And it can be really easy to make a lot of excuses, but is your excuse and the lie you tell yourself more powerful than the what and the why and the desire at the end of the day? It's something to think about. So consistent action every day is number 5. Number 6 is changing your talk. And that goes into what I was just kind of saying. Changing your talk. There is the power of life and death is in the tongue. It is written over and over. It is written no matter what religious or background or belief that you have, the power of life and death is in the tongue. We did a word study a couple years ago now. I guess the kids, well, we were living in Appleton at the time, so I guess it wasn't that long ago. Katina, did anybody ever think you were too good for the Daily 3? I like how Katina interjected. I just want to be clear. I never thought I was too good to do the Daily 3. I never thought that you thought that. She's so funny. I love Katina. Katina and I, it is magical what can happen between her and I. We are so different. When you personality types, and I'm really like, I would love to break down personality types further in training, because honestly, when you can understand people skills on a deeper level, and it's something that I need to work on even further. I do. I think everybody does. I don't think you ever stop growing, because I mean, let's face it, we are always dealing with people. To grow in any type of business, it doesn't matter what our product is. People are our product, right? I mean, honestly, it's people that matter. It's not the commodity. It's not the drink. It's not the cell phone service. It's not the book. It's the person that matters. And Danny Johnson actually does a really great way of, instead of labeling it, when I first learned people skills in beauty school and as a manager, it was red, blue, green, yellow. Those were your personality types, and people fell into these different things, and you really do learn a lot. It really opens I'm freaking her out now. It opens your mind to understand where you are and how other people see things. And it's not good or bad. Like, we need all the different colors of the rainbow. We need all the different personality types. And so I'm so thankful for Katina, because I am a sapphire. I am blue. I am all out, like, wow, big idea. Oh gosh, see, this is what I'm talking about. I'm a big ideas person. I am like, I don't want to say I'm all over the place. That makes it sound like it's a weakness, because it's not. But every person has their strengths and their weaknesses. I am not a detail-oriented person. I am like, big vision. This is where it can go. Britton used to call me Tony Robbins, like, but she had a different name. She called me, like, I forget what it was, Tonita Robbins or something like that. Like, I was just always like, come on, let's go. Motivation, you never know what can happen kind of girl. And I still am. But then the weakness to that is, like, I miss details that are really important. I miss making sure that the right link works at the right place, because it was a detail that, like, my mind doesn't work at and doesn't function on that level. And she's always like, no, we got to break it down. Like, it's simple, Megan. Like, you gotta like communicate here. Like, okay, I get your feeling and I get your big idea, but, like, come on now. It's so funny to watch. She's an emerald, by the way. She is a true emerald. You can look at the personality types and you can know Megan's the sapphire, Katina's the emerald. And that's all we need to say about that. And there's awesome things to that. Anyway, that's what makes magic happen, though, because so often, honestly, even when you're in people development, like that kind of setting, and you take classes and you even instruct in classes like that, you see, if you would put people into four corners of a room, if you would say everybody that is driven by organization and driven by numbers and really excited about making things work like this, sit over here. And if you say to somebody else, if you're really just the nurturing type who really just wants to give to people all the time, and you're going to have crossover, like, every personality isn't just one, but you want to sit, go sit over here. And then everybody who's just, like, in it for fun and wants to, like, blah, sit over here. And I'm always like, woo, woo. And then you go, okay, people that are really driven by, like, goals and by money and by, like, things, go sit over here. And you kind of see, like, the room shift and move. Like, Danny actually does it really well. I'm not going to lie. I've been to many of her seminars now, and it's freaking awesome. And you see, like, they'll turn on a song you'll turn on some kind of whatever, and you just see like all of a sudden like the sapphires are up dancing and they're singing and they're like woo woo, you know, I'm like crazy and wild, and like the emeralds are going, we're in a business setting, like what's going on? Not that Katina would necessarily do that because she's a lot of fun, and it's not that emeralds aren't fun. That's making it sound really bad. I'm gonna stop talking about this because the purpose of tonight was not to talk about the personality types. However, I just think it's so funny because the point is that we come together and make magic happen, and that is what I desire so deeply in the whole Life Above Rubies thing, is that we come together to create something more and more beautiful. And we come together to care about each other's successes in a deeper, more meaningful way. Katina's whys and goals are not my whys and goals. We have very different desires at the end of the day, but for the long term, like for our own businesses, our own personal lives. But what we both come together on is that we feel God has placed it in our hearts to work together to help you guys succeed through Life Above Rubies, to share a voice that matters, to share a worth that is far above rubies, that is worth so much more than you or I could even express right this very moment. Anyway, yes. So I love you, Katina. I love all of you guys, but I do. I really do. It's so good, but like the sapphires are attracted to the emeralds because we crave that organization. We do. Like, I am not like not a no, I totally would. Okay, all right, she's admitting it. Good. She'd be like, no, I'm not. It's not okay. I'm not dancing. Why is she dancing? This is a business event. I love it. I love it. Okay. Yeah, going back to that. Truth. But that's what makes it so magical too. But that's what, like, I need her. I need an emerald in my life to, you know, Carrie from Crafty Corner. She was another emerald in my life that helped me so much. Like, I needed that. I still need that in my life. I'm learning to develop those skills, but it doesn't change like kind of who I am. I am like, so like, let's learn through dancing. Let's get up and sing. You know, can't it just be fun? Can't we just, yeah. Oh, I love lists. Katina goes nuts because I'm like, I can't do documents. I can't do notes. I can't handle that. Like, it just has to like flow right up. Like, it has to just come out. And you know, I need big colored markers, and I just need like I need blank white paper. Don't give me lines. Lines are confining. Yeah, that is the sapphire in me. I'm learning. We're all learning. We're all in this together. But that's what draws people too. There's other sapphires out there, the creative, crazy, whatever, that are like, I got to figure this out. Where do I get the organization? How do I make a channel come together? How do I grow a blog? How do I actually like get some of this creative energy out of me? Because, whoo, Katina goes awkward. You know what? You love me too. You know you do. I try to make homeschooling fun, but there's times. There is times. Anyway, number 6 is changing your talk. Life and death is in the power of the tongue. And there's so many times where we hold ourselves back from success because not only are we thinking these fear minds coming at us, these little like inner voices that say like, you're not good enough, you're not smart enough, you're too old, you're too young, you're not pretty enough, you're ugly, you're this, you're that, you're you messed up here, you messed up there, and all these like talks are coming at you from every which way, right? And Katina says, I need awkward in my life. You know what? I'm gonna bop you. Patricia invested in the Erin Condren planner. I admire planners. I do. I admire so much those people that buy a planner. I have bought 6 planners. I kid you not. I bought 6 planners with every intention of using them and really making them work for my life. And I still continue to go back to this. The blank blank pages because I feel so confined. They stress me out. I need that organization, but they stress me out. And I love the people that truly love them and can use them and be organized with them and go forward with them. Anyway, changing your talk. Power and death in life's tongue. Yes. Okay. So many times we hear all this and, it's so easy to say like, I can't afford that, or I don't have the money to do this, or I don't feel good. And we say like, I have a headache. And like, everything is like, I have a headache, on a day that you're having an off day. And we voice it over and over and over again. And we're speaking it out loud. We're reaffirming it to ourselves. We're reaffirming it to the world, the energy, the everything, over and over and over again. We need to learn to change our talk. It's not an easy thing to do. You wish I had coffee tonight. This is all I had. This is it. 30-day challenge, people. I am not doing coffee. I'm not. Tara Greens, oxygen, high on life, loving you guys. Honestly, honest to God truth. This one's a green light, but I had a friend that used to say, oh my gosh, you can be dead to the world and the little red light comes on the camera and you're like, whoa. It's what I love. It's what I love. And I love it much. I love it so much. I love you guys so much. And it's not, like I talked about in authentic confidence. It's not to, what's the word? It's not to like be the center of attention, I guess is the best way to put it. It's so much deeper. I don't know how to explain it. It's who I am. It makes me come alive, and it makes a lot of other people come alive. It's why there are actors and performers and singers and those people in the world. And then it's why they have stage managers that come along beside and they plan the tour dates and they do the things that they do and keep everything organized and together. And that's what's awesome. Anyway, go back and fill in the papers with do nothing, relax. Oh, it's okay. Yes, it's how God made each and every one of us. And that is why, to truly grow and to know your why and to, work with people in business and to have success in life, you have to understand those different things. You have to understand who you are and authentically own that. You have to understand that there may be things about you that are going to rub people the wrong way. You're not made for everybody. But you can show honor and respect to everybody that you come in contact with, whether they appreciate your personality type or not. You can learn the skills to work with an emerald when you're a sapphire or a pearl when you're a ruby. And that is what is amazing when you can go forth with the principles of success that I'm talking about and growing in personal and people skills development. Changing your talk is going to help in that as well. When you go about saying, oh my gosh, people are so stupid, and everything in the back of your mind is idiots, oh my gosh, such an idiot. You know what? You're going to attract more and more idiots to you. You're going to look for the idiot behavior that comes out. Unfortunately, that's just how it works. And when you're truly looking for success, you need to look for the ways to change your language, to change your talk, to change what you focus on, because what you focus on will always expand. And it is a wonderful success principle that you can put into practice today, immediately, and practice. We're always going to need to practice that. Instead of saying, I can't afford it, say, I choose not to spend money on that right now. I'm making a wise decision to invest or to save for something later. Instead of saying, what's another example? Oh my God, that person is such an idiot. Say, I really wonder how that person came to see things that way. I wonder. Change your language. Okay, finally, number 7, and then we're going to wrap it up for tonight. Grow and invest in your skills. Always be growing and investing in your skills for the long haul. And this is another key mistake. I especially see it in network marketing practices. And you know what? I'm gonna be really honest with you all again here for a moment. And sometimes having these honest moments can bite me in the butt. Katina will nudge me in the elbow later, in the ribs later, and say, "Why did you say that?" And I'll be like, "Because I'm a sapphire and I'm Megan." And now I'm going to get a text that's going to come up and say, oh, geez, I'm scared. It's going to say it. Just watch. It's going to say it any minute now. So yes, especially with the kiddos, Tiffany, it is really important how you phrase things with kids. Instead of saying, I'm so fat. Oh my gosh, my body. I can't believe I have this. Why am I a size 10? Why am I not a size 4? Say, I'm working on having a fitter body. Just change. It doesn't mean you have to lie to yourself. It doesn't mean you have to be rainbows and lollipops all the time. But change the focus. Switch the wording around to frame it in the positive, to go towards something more. It's going to change your life. It does change lives. I see it happen all the time. I don't always take the actions to change my own life with it when I should, because then I see it and then I'm like, oh, I get caught in those like days where you don't feel well and you're like, I have a headache. I have a headache. I have a headache. Oh my gosh, I have such a headache. And then all of a sudden your headache's worse and you're like, why? And then you're like, oh, that's why. Because I keep saying I have a headache to everybody that I talk to and my headache keeps getting worse. And I'm like, oh, okay, you know what? I'm going to focus on how I'm healthy. I'm going to focus on, hey, I'm hydrating myself. Hey, this is cool. Like, whatever. Anyway, honest moment here. The long term, the long haul. It's easy in this society. We're lured by it all the time. Marketing tactics. Having right marketing tactics. Having right marketing procedures. They're not all wrong. They're not all nasty manipulations just out to take your money. They're not out to do hurtful or harmful things. But are they driven by your why? Are they driven for the long haul? Are they driven by the relationship and the purpose and why? I have failed in this more than once. You see, I had this wonderful intention once upon a time where we had this big sale. And I'm in a direct sales company. We're going to use Close to My Heart as the example on this. Decided that, hey, you know what? I really want to think. My heart was in such a good place. I promise you. My heart was, hey, you know, anybody that decides to stay loyal and purchase the brand new cartridge from Above Ruby Studio instead of one of the thousands of other consultants that are available, I want to award them. I want to reward them. So if they buy the cartridge from me, I'm going to make sure that they get a bonus from me. And I'll have to do it this way, and I'm going to blah, blah, blah. It drove sales. It drove a goal. It drove an insta gratification. Wasn't what I was necessarily thinking, but that's truly what happened. I got to be honest about it. Here's the thing that happened from that decision of an insta sale. When my heart wasn't truly lined up with the purpose of, I wasn't really looking to sell Close to My Heart. It was a marketing tactic. It was something to say, yes, I'm thankful that you have chosen to be loyal and purchase it from me and not somebody else, because let's face it, this cartridge is a commodity that can be purchased by thousands of other consultants, but you're purchasing it from me, so thank you. A great thing in theory. Here's what happened. 293 people purchased that cartridge, won me top 10 in the company, earned me additional things, was able to do more that particular month, but I was overwhelmed by the amount of commitment I had and was not able to fulfill on the thank you that I desired. On top of it, I had a medical issue that happened that month. On top of it, I had another personal thing happen. There was an issue within the company of a back order. There was things out of my control completely. And it was not handled in a amazing, stellar way to thank people with the original intentions that was originally thought process planned. It was still a quick, impulsive decision to say, hey, I'm going to do this, and this is what's going to happen. Instead of it thanking people and building a relationship for the long haul, to truly thank each of my customers the way it was done, it ended up leaving a sour taste in several people's mouths. Now, I still fulfilled and sent out the thank you gift, and I still made sure and I tried to communicate the best I could and do what I needed to do. But it didn't happen in the timeliest manner that I hold my standard to. It didn't. And instead of it being something that truly made an impactful difference, all that came out was the insta sale, the insta gratification, the insta satisfaction. Investing into the relationships for the long haul require much deeper conscious thought, require much deeper investment than even what your initial thought or heart may be. And when you develop your skills and you develop and invest into people and you know clearly your why and you maintain a thankful heart and you go forward with a question of curiosity and wonderment and you celebrate where you are and you find your authentic voice and balance, suddenly magic happens. Suddenly, reds, greens, blues, and yellows are all working together in harmony. And you're seeing the success that you never dreamed possible. Seen it happen. I've experienced it happening. I am experiencing it happening now on so many levels that I'm thankful for. Is everything perfect? No. Is everything ever going to be? I don't believe so. But when you can measure those goals, when you can measure those successes, and you feel you are living a life of purpose and balance, there is nothing greater. And it comes from something so much deeper than the results and the benefits of what. It comes from a deep purpose of why. Because your worth truly is so far above rubies. When you know that worth, you can't help but take action to share and to do more. So, on that note, I want to say goodnight to everybody. I do want to encourage anybody who is not already part of our 30-day challenge to come on board. We are not even a full week in yet, so you can start it on any Monday. We do have it really broke out kind of easy for everybody. Katina did a fantastic job on breaking out some documents for us so that we can really follow along in an easier to follow format and way. Stay on top of your daily threes. We do have that worksheet as well as, where is it? Where's my checklist? I can't find my checklist. The checklist is really helpful for people like me. I like checklists. I like things that I can just place an X on and go through. They make me feel very accomplished. And everybody has a different way of how they feel accomplished. But this is my, so I printed out our Start Workbook. Here's the first page of the start pack that you can get. And this is the non-used version. Where is my used version though? I don't know. I gotta find it. I'm sure it's downstairs. This is our checklist for every day of the 30 days. And you can add in your own things and add in your own dates and stay on track and follow along at any time to make sure that you're staying on top of what you're filling your mind with. I chose Proverbs because there's so much value and wisdom in life principles, business principles in Proverbs. Whether you have a religious background or not, doesn't really matter. It really doesn't matter, because if you can take what is there to heart, you're going to see a difference in your life. Your daily 3, your daily water intake, quieting your mind, whether it's for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or an hour, taking some time to just quiet your mind and be thoughtful, be mindful, be conscious in the life and the choices that you're making. It's not something, believe it or not, it's something 95% of the world doesn't do. It's something that holds a lot of people back from having the success that they're really after. And number 5 and 6 is create something every day and reach out. And, when you're creating something every day, you're not just, if you're in direct sales, you're not just posting the business campaigns, the company campaigns. They're useful, they're beneficial tools, but you're providing more value for the long haul. You're not looking for that Insta sale. You're looking for that long-term relationship and the value that is able to be built into what you're doing. Yes, it is really good to use every month and keep yourself accountable, to keep yourself on track. Use the daily 3s outside of the 30-day challenge. It's something to use every single day, no matter where you're at or what you're doing in life. Anyway, I love you all dearly. I'm thanking you so much for being here. Please feel free to come join. We do need to welcome Tammy. She is now a Diamond Elite Gem. She's getting ready to do some one-on-one calls with me. We're going to dive in deeper to her website and take a closer look at how she can further her business in the way that really matters to her and her whys. And I can't wait. I'm so excited. Don't worry, Tammy. You're not going to be able to say I'm too busy in a while. I'm going to make sure you do it and keep you accountable. Change the wording. I'm too busy. I just can't. No. What are you choosing to focus your time on? Change the wording. Change it around. I'm not coming down on anybody. It's just how to go about it. I adore you. I adore you guys so much. Have an awesome, awesome evening. Katina, thank you for coming. I know you had a lot of family fun crazy tonight. So awesome sauce. I will talk to you guys very, very soon. Actually, we will be back on track for our live events the second day of the month starting next month. So I believe it's May 14th. I should know. I'm bad at dates. But it will be back the second Thursday of May next month, and we have some really fun things to talk about then. And as always, there will be more and more start packs and content for Life Above Rubies members and gems only, as well as our fun videos that I like to do with How To Tuesdays and My Life Mondays and anything else that we like to share. So enjoy the moments, guys. Have a great night, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.